Hi everyone, it's Lizzy. I wanted to do a little quick video because quite a lot of the comments and questions I have either in public or through social media are about why my voice sounds like it does. I briefly touched on it in my video about having CMT disease and what that causes for me, but I thought I'd go more in depth with it. So I have CMT type 2C, but I also have symptoms of other types as well, which can be a bit confusing. So one of the symptoms I have is vocal cord paralysis. So in a healthy person's vocal cords, they would have two vocal cords which kind of come together in the middle and kind of pulsate, touch each other to kind of make the noises, like in a kind of ripply, sort of vibrating motion. But with my vocal cords, one of them doesn't move, so the other one has to kind of work twice as hard to reach the other one to make the kind of vibrating connection. So it has to work twice as hard, but by the time it gets there it's kind of thinner and it doesn't make as much of a strong vocal noise. So that's basically why my voice sounds like this. So it's very husky, very kind of hoarse. A lot of people say I have a hoarse voice. That's kind of what it's down in my medical notes as. And I get comments about it quite a lot of times when if I ring up something like my mobile phone provider or our broadband provider or tax credits or something that's just a call centre, I can almost guarantee that the person on the other side will say, "Oh, are you poorly? You got a sore throat?" And I always have to say like, "No, it's just how my voice is," and they're like, "Oh, okay," and you can see they're kind of like, "Oh, okay, I don't know how to handle that." People in public also ask the same thing, and I say the same responses to them as well, and it's even more awkward because you can see their awkward face. So that's basically it. My voice kind of is half as strong as it needs to be because one of the vocal cords doesn't do anything. I've had an endoscopy to actually see this happening in real time. I had one done when I was 15 under general anaesthetic. So I was put to sleep and they put a camera down my throat to look at my vocal cords. But obviously because I was asleep, they couldn't see them moving because I wasn't talking, which seems a bit of a pointless operation. But then I suppose they wanted to see if there's any kind of growths on it or any sort of thing that was a bit worrying. So a few years ago I had an awake endoscopy. So they basically sprayed up my nose with like a numbing thing and then put a camera up my nose, down the back of my throat into my vocal cords to see them moving. So I had basically a camera in my throat and I had to kind of try and say something. I can't remember what I was told to say. I might have been just counting or something. And yeah, so I could see it on a little screen, which was very bizarre. And if you don't know what a vocal cord kind of setup looks like, it kind of looks like a vagina, which is a bit weird. So yeah, I kind of got to see it in real time, which was fascinating, because I could see that literally one side doesn't move and the other one is kind of like trying to reach the other side. Because I always thought that vocal cords, because it's called a cord or cords, I kind of thought it was like several sort of thin fibres or sort of stringy bits of tissue that kind of make the sounds, which sounds really stupid now, like it's not a guitar, but that's kind of what I thought it was until I actually knew what vocal cords were, and there's only actually sort of one, two sides, and they kind of meet together. The other problem that having vocal cord paralysis causes me is that my voice is very quiet. So if I'm in a crowded room, people often struggle to hear me, so I have to kind of sit quite near people. I have to kind of strain my voice to make it loud enough for people to hear me sometimes. And also in my vlogs and videos that I make, I have to try and make the volume where I'm speaking to camera as loud as I can without kind of distorting it. So if you ever can't hear my speaking very well, that's why. I'm trying to make it as loud as I can without it sounding kind of awful. And the other thing that vocal cord paralysis causes me is I have to cough a lot and clear my throat a lot. So in my videos I kind of edit it out a lot of the time because it gets quite annoying to have to listen to me go all the time. It's annoying enough for me to listen to myself, so I don't expect anyone else to have to listen to it as well. But because of the vocal cords not kind of coming together properly, I have a lot of like mucus that kind of collects in my throat and doesn't kind of seep down as it should do. It sounds a bit gross. And if I get a cough or a cold, it quite often turns into like a chest infection, because I can't clear my throat very well and I can't cough very kind of strongly. So those are kind of some of the things that having vocal cord paralysis does to me, which isn't very pleasant. So that's basically why my voice sounds like it is. So if you have any other questions, drop them in the comments below. And yeah, I hope you found this video informative and interesting, and however you want to find it. So yeah, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.